Hi, I'm Rama and welcome to my art space. I just entered an art competition and I've just checked out the finals. But before I reveal the outcome to you, I will take you through the journey of the artwork that I made for the contest. And I hope you would stick with me and see how it went. All participants in this contest received a package from Klaypel Philippines. This package consists of paints that would be used for this competition. But these paints are not really the paints that most of us know. These paints are actually made of paper clay. Participants for the contest would use only these paints to make our art pieces. I'm not new to paper clay art because I've been doing this before. Like this welcome sign, which is like a coloring book with a pre-drawn outline. I just put in the colors, the blue and the pink, to where I wanted them to be. Now in this contest, the artwork should be made from scratch. So Klaypel did not give us canvas with a pre-made outline. Nothing at all. And it's on us to provide our own canvas. These colors are also a challenge because they're too basic for me. Sorry, Klaypel. What I mean is that I find the colors too bright. These are the type of colors that you would find in kids' toys. Most of all, the colors that they gave us don't have black. But most of the time, I use black, especially when I want to make shadows or darken a certain spot in a painting. What I need to do at the moment is plan out my painting and see where these colors would fit in. The theme of this contest is usbong, which is a Filipino word that means sprout or bud in English. The first thing that comes into mind is a growing plant, but I think that's all too common, so I needed to think something new. So I thought of adding a new image, and that would be a broken heart. Remember John 12:24? When Jesus talked about how a seed can produce much more seeds after it dies? I thought of a broken heart because many hearts were broken during the COVID-19 pandemic. It's like out of that brokenness sprouts a beautiful virtue, like courage, humility, or strength. But nah, I still think this picture doesn't stand out. This was only when I realized I needed to sketch first with a pencil. But dude, I needed to add something new to the plant. And I thought of turning to the internet for inspiration. Then I remembered there are plants that look like birds, and why not depict like some sort of liberty coming out of that brokenness? Something that would look as cool as this white egret orchid. But instead of a white bird-like flower, let's make it fiery, like a firebird. My ever-favorite subject. Putting the bird plant, as I would call it now, against a night background looks great, right? But then I thought, wouldn't it look better if it's put against a background of dawn? So I repainted the picture, and instead of making the background a night scene, I made it look like it's dawn, right? So it's kind of symbolizes like a firebird rising from the ashes of the midnight. That sounds so dramatic. This is a great picture. Well, not perfect, but great. But I'm going to use this as a reference for my Klaypel artwork. I can now start working after my canvas arrived. it's my first time I'm going to make an artwork that is as big as this. This canvas measures 18 by 24 inches, and this is what is required in the contest. And it's daunting because I've never worked on something as big as this before. But it took me much procrastination and a good night's sleep before I got my hands down and dirty. As you see, instead of paintbrushes, I used sticks to put the clay on canvas. I even tried to mix two colors just as I do with my paints. But it's actually a struggle to blend them together. It's easy to stick the clay paint on the canvas though, but it would take me about 3 or 4 hours in a day just to finish one part of a picture. There are times that I try to experiment with different hues by mixing up some of the colors of the clay paint. This time I experimented with different hues of brown, but it's tiring mixing them all together until they combine into one solid color. Now in the most crucial part. But let's have a little break first. I need this coffee to keep me wide awake. Whew, this is so strong. It really knocked me wide awake. Now let's work on this. 6 hours? No problemo. So this is the day that I spent the longest in finishing this painting. Actually, meron pang parts na kailangan patapusin yung signature. Gagawin ko rin siya as through Klaypel paints. Natapos ko siya mga almost 6 hours. So, this time, it's already about 9:30. Di pa ako nagdi-dinner. So instead of taking dinner, I just take another milkshake from Hive. Dalawa kasi in-order ko. And this time, it's banana berry. So ginagawa ko na lang ngayon is that I'm listing yung time na tinapos ko in making this painting. So it took me days before I finally signed this artwork because I love procrastinating. Anyway, since no other paints, art medium, or whatever should be put on the painting, I decided to put my signature with the use of the clay paint. And it's a struggle because I couldn't estimate how big should the clay paint be when being put on the canvas. The initial signature I made was too thick. The letters were too thick, so I had to, I had to roll some of it with my fingers to make it a bit thinner, but it didn't look good. I just didn't want my signature overwhelming the painting, like, this is my name and you're not looking at my artwork anymore. So in this painting, I made some modifications from the original reference that I had. Like, for example, the eye, I decided to make like sort of like an optical illusion wherein this is not an eye, but it's actually like a hole shaped vacuum that would make it look like an eye. And this white thing over there would be like a dewdrop that looks like the sparkle of the eye. So it would create sort of an optical illusion of the eye, which is different from the original artwork because there was no eye. I mean, it's sort of like a shadow, like it makes it look like an eye, but not really a hole that's shaped like an eye. Yeah, I had fun making this painting. I had struggled with it because it's a different kind of medium than the paints that I usually use. Anyway, I'm waiting for Klaypel to release its address to where this painting should be shipped to. The deadline is still November 15, but I'm glad that I'm able to finish it before the deadline. And yeah, see you in December. Actually, the results of the top 20 finalists were sent last week, and I felt kind of bad. I would admit I'm not sure whether to post this video because, well, I couldn't end it in a positive note. I was planning to go to Subic just to check it out, just to check out the Klaypel art event, and I was expecting at least my artwork would be exhibited, but I'm guessing they're not going to exhibit those that are not included in the top 20, so I would not waste my time going there. Looking at the top 20 artworks, they are very complicated, and you know, I don't think the judges love minimalism. But maybe my style is not their taste, so yeah, I don't blame them for that. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me here, and I'm really glad that you went with me through the journey. I really don't like ending this in a negative note. But I would invite you to like this video if you really appreciate it, and also to subscribe to my channel if you're here for the first time. Also click the bell button so you would be notified of future videos. Again, I'm Rama, and thank you very much for joining me in this journey, and see you again in my next art space. I'll be keeping this reference photo in my room. Perhaps this picture was actually meant for me, that out of a broken heart, a beautiful flower will emerge. So this is, I guess, the day, excuse me, this is the day when the Lord has made the entries